Alrighty, good afternoon everyone. I'm going to be starting the stream in just a few minutes. I know I normally have Lollipop for you to watch while I'm doing this, but I can't do that today. Day 15. How on earth did we get to day 15 so quickly? 3 weeks. Officially 3 weeks. Nearly there, one more. Beautiful sunny day today to be riding some ponies. Especially a super fabulous little Lollipop. Come here, little man. Your adoring audience waits. Little prancy wonder Arab. Okay. Hopefully the sound is working. My staff should check that for me in just a minute here. Get the camera on. Rita, would you be able to go onto the live stream and just check the sound is on? Thanks. The camera might not connect to it straight away. Haven't quite got the camera set up. We'll be watching a bit of the camera set up. Well, looks like we're locked on. Should be, we can record it for later. For anyone who doesn't know or is waiting, I am still planning to do a weekly review video. They're just going to be quite far behind the main bulk, which is why I record everything. What do you think, dude? I think today's going to be a good day for mooching about, isn't it? No, the light reflects off the mirror there, doesn't it? It's a bit weird. So normally at the beginning I let Lollipop walk around and eat the hedge. You've probably seen that if you've watched this before. We've just had some spraying done, and so for the next 14 days the horses are not going to be able to do that. So, all working? Not working. Oh dear. Just not getting sound from me? Or is it that the camera's not following yet? It might be just that it's a bit delayed. Hang on. Okay. How about now? Has that fixed it at all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Well, that's helpful. It's slightly tricky because these sound boxes are meant to be held by people. That may have fixed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Getting anything from that? So walk away. The challenge is my computer will let you hear things, but not. Still nothing. Oh dear. Technology, you're letting me down. You're letting me down, technology. What's going on? Really? Right by the camera? No? You might just be able to hear the audio from me talking here, but right by the camera you need a wee. Really? Still just like the basic audio from the computer, hey? Annoying. Okay, let's try. Let's try that as an answer. How about now? Is that working at all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Banana. Hello. You've definitely got it turned up on your phone. Lollipop, and you're not allowed to eat that. What is going on with the sound today? Would you mind holding him? Sorry to do this to you. I don't know what's going on here. Yes, very wonderful.
Hello.
Because now I have to fiddle with everything. Figure out what's going on. Check it's not OBS doing something funny. That's the desktop audio, we don't want that. We want the mic auxiliary audio to be up. It is up. So, what is going on? So there's definitely nothing coming through on that. One, two. One, 2, 3, 4. That's weird. Why is that happening? One, two. Still not getting it. Very, very odd. No, that's coming through. 1, 2. My voice isn't. That came through, didn't it? No? Bizarre. What's happening, Lollipop? What is happening? I don't understand. I have to fix it. Because if I don't fix it... So that's working. I'll try one more thing. Don't know that it'll work, but... I'll give it a shot.
Private.
1, 2, is that working now? There we go. Right, well, I don't know why that's worked. It shouldn't have worked. We've definitely got sound now though. Definitely got sound now. Yes, we're back. Okay. Well, Lollipop, that was a good distraction. Good. Good, good. Oh, Lollipop. You are getting some strange feedback though. I think it's because it's coming from your phone into my microphone and repeating itself. Thank you, Rita. We are back with sound. Yay! I'm no longer just chatting to the wind. Though maybe that's better, I don't know. You might think it's better, huh, Lollipop? Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh. Okay. Okie dokes. Well, okie dokes. We're back with sound, I think. I think we're working. I've got Rita keeping an eye on it for me. But, yeah. I've completely lost what I was talking about now. Midway through chatting to myself. Hello, little stallion. Little vicious little stallion. Okay. So, for anyone who hasn't been watching or caught up with this yet, these videos are not how to train your young horse videos. These are just a collection of me working with my young horse, teaching him the things I need him to know for when I next go and do a show, which will be in November, the Horsemanship Showcase, where I will present him and everything that he's learnt over this past year. So what I'm hoping to archive is just how many hours of practice it takes to really get these things solid, because I feel like as much as we talk about how important it is to practice and do things in repetition, we don't really have a fantastic way of showing how that works. Or if you believe what Zoe says, it's just an excuse for me to show off how wonderful this horse is, which every time he trots I just feel just a little bit goosebumps. It's just so lovely. My goal this week is to ride that trot. He has been quite worried about things touching him, about the saddle in particular. So it's taken me a little bit longer. But as I said at the beginning, I didn't want to show a super easy horse that was straightforward and that I fixed it really quickly and made it all look easy, and because actually so much of being good at what I do is about how you handle when things go wrong. And I wanted to show a more realistic young horse start, not a tutorial that shows the steps that you need to take on a horse that can do it pretty well already, so that I can show you what you're looking for. Instead, I want to sort of show all those things that I look for, but in a little bit more of a real world way. So, I want a good backup, because I want to be able to stop when I'm riding, but that doesn't mean we're going to get a good backup today. I'm not going to film him until I get a good backup. I'm just going to ask for a backup till it's slightly better, and then move on to the next thing. And then I'd like those trot transitions to be a bit sharper, so I might be slightly quicker with my timing today than I have been. but I'm not going to go, well, look at the contrast, look at the dramatic difference, because a lot of times when we do educational videos or when you watch them, they show a dramatic contrast, so you can really see this is not what you want and this is what you want. And in this I want to show more realistically what to expect, those small little improvements that add up into big changes. And just the hours and hours and hours of hindquarter yield and forequarter yield and saddling and practicing and doing it again in repetition over and over and over again. He's such a good boy. Such a good boy, aren't you? It's a little hot to be running around today, isn't it? So yeah, can't we just have a cuddle instead? Oh. It's decided it's summer all of a sudden. And again, on the showing hours and hours of effortful practice, it's just the hours spent in between each exercise, just hanging out, yes, becoming a partnership, yes, spoiling you rotten with treats, all of that. Because that's really important too, actually. We often talk about the things we have to do. So many times when you just have to hang out, get to know your horse's likes and dislikes, have your horse tell you, you tell your horse your likes and dislikes, and create that partnership between the two of you. It doesn't come through just working. I also would quite like it if people would discuss what I'm doing, because there are so many ways to do this, and I'm doing what I feel is right with my horse at the moment, and I know from doing this many times before that what I'm doing will get a positive result. But perhaps in a certain situation or a scenario you might know a better way. And I'd love it if you said, you know, at this point in the video, you chose to do this. Why didn't you choose to do this instead? Or why are you putting the saddle on now? Why not wait till a little later? Why not canter him first? Or, you know, what's your... That was just terrible. I'm so sorry. You can get yourself a new human now. Oh, dearie me. For anyone who doesn't know, I broke my wrist a while back, and it's still catching me out. I'm not paying attention. I'm not ready for it. I just sling the saddle on and it suddenly hurts at just the right moment. But yeah, I'd love to, you know, have a discussion about when to do things and why we do things in a certain order. Because I think it's important that we always look to find better ways of doing this. This is one of the most important parts of your horse's life, in the same way that my kids' school is so important to them, and how they develop and grow. And so many of the big issues people have are learnt at this early stage. And so the better we can get at explaining to human children and horse children not to do these things that may later on cause bad effects. That was a simple thing I did there that helps a lot, but at no point has this cinch changed pressure. It's pulled on his belly exactly the same the whole way through because of a little technique you can use with your offhand. So as you're tightening the girth, you should do this full cinch for every horse. Really try to have it so... I wouldn't wriggle now, kiddo. It's a bad time to have a little wriggle. Try to have it so the girth doesn't tighten until you want it to. See, now you've wriggled, it's not on straight. It's no good, is it? Now, Lollipop's pretty sensitive. He's had 3 days without the saddle on, and we're sort of noticing it in the saddling here. Friday, Saturday, Sunday was just a little bit hectic this week. So I'm sorry if you were desperately waiting for the Friday video and it didn't come out. There will be a few of those, I fear, throughout the course of this start. Yeah, you can get a sweet tea for that. You weren't great, but I would quite like you to associate saddling with food as opposed to associating it with fear, running off. You're just spoiled. The truth is, you're just a little spoiled brat, and I think it's cute. Again, it's not a how to train your young horse video. This is me with my horses, and I'm different with my horses than how it would be if I was training a horse for a competition or a show, or for someone else to compete, or even for someone else to ride. I don't plan on anyone else riding this horse for the next 20 years, other than the occasional person, so I don't need to set things up in such a way that anyone can do it. I need to set it up so I can do it. So he'll have some quirks, because I'm a quirky rider. And Pup's totally used to all of my bizarre little changes, but Lollipop will have to learn what it means to have a Jamie on his back. He's actually the first horse. He's actually my second horse, although I have 5. Oof. We have had some time off, haven't we? Go on, we sort of knew it was coming. I know. Go forward. I know. Go on. You got some moves, haven't you, kiddo? Me? Better? There you go. Feel better now? Go forward, kiddo. There you go. You alright? Feel better? The trouble with Arabians is you can flex so well without putting yourself in the right position. You need to stop putting that leg towards me. That's it. You realise you can bend your body. What have you done to my bridle? What have you done? At least it hadn't fallen off. Is it making clattering noises? Oh dear. I'm afraid you're going to have to get used to this, because I like to do things like swords and all sorts, so These are just things you'll have to get used to. I'm afraid. Oh, so prancy. So go. What's that? I believe so. Rita's on sound check. Well, I'm not talking now, so you won't be able to hear me. But Rita's on sound check. Oh, quite possibly. You are within range. You're being rude. Zoe thinks there should be a competition for any rude words you can catch the staff saying while they're mucking out. A rude words competition and odd conversation topics as well would be the other thing. If you can hear in the background, because our yard, we didn't just want any old person coming here and studying. We wanted people who were interested in our psychology-based horsemanship and understanding each other and all that type of stuff. So you might hear the word paedophile being spoken as people discuss psychology of different behaviours in people. That might be a word that might come up, or any other dark or bizarre psychology that you might think of. So we've attracted the type of people that find this fascinating rather than entirely disturbing. Which is good for what we do. That might mean that on the stream you might suddenly hear someone saying something bizarre, but oh, we love it. We have collected a group of fantastic people here who are not afraid to speak their minds, but also work really hard to make this place as special as it is for the liveries that are here and for me working my horses here, training and teaching, and their goal is to take over from me at some point with their own sets of wonderful horses. You did so well. I'm so proud of you. You were a little scary at the beginning, but I did throw you in the deep end with the clanky bridle. So today was always meant to be a bit of a test day, because we've done a lot with him. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you start to think about it and go, what have we actually accomplished from the psychology perspective again, it's like, wow, this horse has learnt a lot. You know, in a very short time he's gone from not really having to work at all to being worked with 5 times a week. He's had to cope with scary saddles, bridles, new turning, he's done liberty, he's gotten a lot of sweeties and cuddles. He's got such a handsome face, look at that. Look at that snout. Yeah. How angry is Puff? Are you touching him?
I touched him in the most private place.
Being nasty to my Wonder Arab. My poor abused Wonder Arab. He normally gets hay during the live stream as well. Because I'm cruel, I was like, no, you're fat. And you've got grass glands coming up from the tiny bits of grass you're able to find in your paddock. You like him, Chunky. It doesn't help that all his brothers are skinny. Kind of accentuates his curves. Though I think when Lollipop might become a fat Arab as he gets older. They're both chunkier. Rudolph's the skinny one. He's like a little racing spike. Lollipop, you tired, dude? You're tired, dude. Oh, it's male Lollipop. Oh, careful, careful. Clatter your teeth with it. You came at it a bit too much, dude. Let's tidy up this beautiful mane of yours. Hmm? Oh, sleepy wonder Arab. It's a bit too warm for all that bucking nonsense, isn't it? All that malark. Oh, he's so lovely. Little things. They mean so much. Don't they? They do. They mean so much. They know. You're just wonderful. It is a really little thing, but seeing your horse, you're reaching down and he's reaching round to see you. I know, Puff. Puff's been given the all clear, so I can actually ride Puff again now. Well, I've not found time recently, I'll admit. We've just been doing Liberty, haven't we, dude? But hopefully, my dude, we'll be putting out a Liberty video soon. That should be quite fun. Hello. What do you think? That saddle on there ain't coming off you? Jolly good. Should you go for a ride, Lollipop? You're so lovely, aren't you? Such a lovely little wonder Arab. Okie dokes. Hang about, I nearly didn't rock you. No, you're good. You'll find as well, your horse starts to recognise patterns. You just sort of went, I know, I've got to stand square when you get on. I know that. Oh, Lollipop. Hello. My little wallop. How are you, my dude? I'm alright. Hang on. Oh, God, that wrist. Playing up again. That wrist of mine. Come here. Oh, my little wallop. He's such a good boy, though. Okay. Oh, I'm a bit stiff today, Wallop. Spent all morning at home with the kids. body's not working right. You ready? You ready? Oh, look at that. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Just stunning. I love Wonder Arabs. God, I love Wonder Arabs. Hey? The walk's feeling nice too, straight off the bat. That's really good to feel. You never know, when you've spent a bit of time off, whether you're going to get back on and find that you've lost it all. It's actually a lot rarer with Arabs, I think, than with other horses, other breeds. You're not so fond of this side, are you? You like to counterbend from it. I find, with other breeds, they are not quite as quick to master things. Arabs seem to have a real sharp mind, which is why I love them. We also, me and Zoe, consciously chose showbred Arabians. We can't eat it. I know it's been sprayed. I'm sorry. For their flashiness, and it really has worked. I mean, like I said, it was unconsciously conscious, but Puff is a showbred Arabian, who basically got sold to us on the cheap because he was aggressive as a stallion, so they couldn't breed him, and he has black marks on his butt and side, which basically mean in a showing class he would not be orange enough. As I'm sure anyone that does showing will know, you've got to have clear colour and that type of thing. So Puff was not acceptable as a showing horse. Good bloodlines, but too aggressive to breed, and so because of that I've ended up buying two others, partly to try and replace him. If you don't know the story, I stole Puff from Zoe, and I have since spent most of my time trying to find an Arab that she would be happy with. You were the first one I bought for her, and I have stolen. And there's Rudolph, who I've also been doing a lot of riding on, though we still call him Zoe's. And then I ended up buying a great big yellow Spanish horse. Still trying to apologise to Zoe for stealing Puff. However many years ago it was now. 6 years ago I think it was, I stole Puff. Officially stole Puff. Is it your back end? Hi! I know I'm asking your back end now, very specifically. We haven't really done this, have we? There we go. You got it. Yeah? And then what? The back end steps over? Good boy. And the back end steps over? He's like, this is a new one. So the leg goes on, this leg, and the back end steps over. Good boy. And then this leg goes on. Whoa, whoa. What happened there? That leg's gone on, but it's not forward. Same as on the ground. We go back end into what? I know, gone from one side to the other as well, which is very confusing. There you go. And then we walk off the other way. That's it. So that's the first time I've gone from one exercise directly into another. And that sort of level of tension is what I want to create in him from now on, every day, right? That shows progression without taking it so far that he becomes afraid, because I don't want to be getting up here and him thinking, oh great, this is where Jamie scares me. He gets on and he scares me. I want him to feel this sort of laid back attitude that he's got now, where he's sort of looking around and feeling pretty chill, because I want riding in his mind to feel like it's a chill exercise. But at the same time, we have to keep progressing. If I don't progress him, we'll go backwards, which is true of all horses and horse training. So we have to keep going, keep pushing him just enough that he gets tense, but not so much that feels he has to get afraid, properly afraid. still learning. Like, you don't think of it that way. It's been, you know, how many days it's been now that I've been sat on his back. But his mind is still constantly adapting to carrying my weight, to feeling me up here, to knowing what it's like to have a human up here on your back. And so even just walking with a rail like this, he's not learning nearly as much as he was learning when I just did that hindquarter forequarter yield. That was taking the learning up a notch. But even here he's learning, improving and growing. And I'm not going to, you know, he keeps avoiding these two cars on this hedge. I'm not going to get into a debate about that today. It's not worth the effort. I don't have the tools. Right? My forequarter, hindquarter yield is not good enough to be asking him to do that. So, bend to a stop here. Wait. So what he's not understanding here, and it's a small distinction, but it's important that we start to explain it to him because it's going to be quite crucial later on, is that my rein affects his head predominantly, like not his feet. My legs are off. I'm not pushing him with the leg. In the beginning, we confused them a little bit by using the rein alone to get them to move. What we're actually doing is adjusting their weight. The leg goes on, that tells the back feet to move, not move forward. Just the back feet. That's it. The rein controls the head and corrects the leg. And he might not get it in quite those terms, but then the outside leg goes on and the front end steps over. And again, the front end stepping over, and then we go forward. But I want him to start to grasp this concept that the reins control the position of your head and correct the leg and the seat, though we're not on seat yet, although I try to sit in the right position, but the seat and the leg control the positioning of your feet. The reins are simply there to help correct that if you get confused, because they're more direct. Later on, I'll be taking the reins out of that equation completely and using a stick or a spur to help him, remind him to listen to the leg. Lollipop. I'm feeling confident we'll get a trot in this week, hey? Feel like we could trot today, but we're going to take it easy. We've had a few days off and we don't want to push our luck. Whenever you feel your brain saying just one more, that's the time to get off. Just do a bit more. No. Don't ever get caught in that trap. Your horse has done more than it has before, and you're thinking about getting a tiny bit more. Stop. You're rushing. You don't need to. You're a good boy. You spoiled. You're a spoiled little lollipop. Are you? You my little Wonder Arab. So proud of our wallop. Ugh. I know. Come this side then. Because you're not as confident flexing this way. No. And we practice the halt. Far more important on an Arabian than any other breed. Huh. You just practice standing around, hanging out. What is it, Lollipop? learnt something. What'd you learn? We were taught early on that they're blinking, they're thinking, they're licking and chewing, they've digested information. Oh, diet! Oh! Oh. Yeah, you don't get a much better sign of relaxation than that. Huh. Huh. You're sleepy, Wonder Arab. You're sleepy, little Wonder Arab. Hey? What do you think? Cool. Well, we have done everything I planned to do and a bit more today. So you can't ask for much more than that. Hey, Lollipop. That's really cool. You've had your sweetie. Yes, you have. You have had your sweetie. Well, what time are we at? Oh, it weren't even that long. It didn't even take that long, Lollipop. Oh, itchy face. Come here, you've always got an itchy face. No. Come on. God, I forgot to turn my reins up. Bad instructor. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed today. That was a lot of fun. Really pleased with him. He's really got it. I don't know, he's still a little buck. But it's not the end of the world at all. He's had a few days off. I didn't warm him up fully before saddling him, as in he wasn't mentally tired after the warm-up. He was sort of just a little bit physically warmed up. I didn't do a full warm-up today. So I wasn't surprised by him being a bit upset by the saddle. Come away from the fence, we'll do it over here. Here we go. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okie dokes. Well, I'll just quickly check and see if there's any comments. Turn the stream off. And I will see you all on Wednesday. We're going to have to miss a day tomorrow, unfortunately. But it's not the end of the world, is it, Lollipop? You don't mind too much, do ya? Your Wonder Arab. Brilliant. Well, see you all next time.